All right, welcome to this lesson, page 5.1. We are doing the first isometric for grade 12s, and of course this is going to be a great revision lesson for you, especially coming into grade 12, having to start with isometric drawings. Plenty of advice that's going to be in this lesson. So let's get started with what is given on page 5.1 in the HSE workbook. So they say they've given the front view, left view and top view. Now, already we know this is the top view. Directly below it is your front view. And then this is the position A as a start. And they ask us using scale 2 to 1 to check here quickly. Alright, so scale 2 to 1 is our scale for this. And then where applicable, all construction and auxiliary views must be shown, and you can bank on it grade 12 that there will be auxiliary views required for you in these drawings. No in detail is required. So scale 2 to 1 means that whatever is the measurement that's given, that I mentioned here, we'll have to times it by 2. Alright, so to get started, no stress, no anxiety, we're going to just first of all start off here with our 30-degree angles, going up here. Right, and then I want you to determine the front view. This is going to be our front, and then that will be the left. So if I look from this direction, it will be this view that I want to see. If I look from the front, I need to see all that is on here, and from the top will be my top view. All right, we're going to start here at the bottom. We've got a couple of measurements that's known to us. I'm actually just looking for my scale ruler. Can you believe that? You see here. Looks like I've misplaced it. Alright, I'll draw using this ruler here. Alright, so the height there is 10. So we're going to have to times that by 2. That means our height here is 20 for this base here. And it goes all around. We've got on our front, we've got that 58, and then we've got other measurements that we can also play around with. So if that's 58 here, right in this center here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 58. And we're going to need another 58 on this side, scale 2 to 1. All right, and then we have Alright, so we're going to have to use some of these measurements from the top. If you look here, there's a 5 that gives me this distance, which is that distance there. There's a 10 that gives me this distance, and then we have got our 14, 10, and 14 again. So I'm just going to bring this up, bring that across. Okay, and I just want to use those measurements. So I'll do my 5 first, which is 10 millimeters, scale 2 to 1. Then we have a 10, which is going to be a 20. Make a dot there. Then we've got the 14, which is going to be 28. Then after that, we've got a 10, which is a 20. And then we have a 14, which will be 28 again. And we should end up here with a 10 if we were correct. All right, I'm just going to draw that up. All right, there is a 5 depth there, so let's quickly do that. Just want to position these markings correctly. Okay, and here we're going to go up all the way. This is actually going to be our corner. This corner here is this line. Okay, so in isometric, we are going to try and put our drawing in a glass box. I think some of you have heard this before. So our total height is 74. Let's do that here on this end. 74. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 74. That's halfway. Remember, it's half scale. So there's another 4 there. Double scale, 2 to 1. That's another 4. So plus another 7. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. That's our top. That goes across this way. Right, there's our line coming in. And now go this way. The width on this side is 52. So there's the middle, again another 52. Gives us this one here. Alright. And I think the challenge with this one is that step back, that is the potential confusion all around. There's that 5 millimeters. So it's going to be important to keep track of that. There's that 5, bring that across. Right. Again, that one comes to the back. And here it's again 5 millimeters. That's the other corner here. Let me just draw that in for us. The base here, it's from this corner to that corner to this corner to this corner. That's that step that they've given us all around. Remember, there's going to be arc also. So this is just for our construction. All right. Now let's see what we can finish. Here at the bottom, we can finish our base. And so we're going to try and do that so long. Okay, there's that arc. Let's do this side. Right, that is 32, which brings me to 64, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, we're going to have our arc running from there. Alright, then we have going up that height here, it's that 44, so we're going to add that. So we're just using the measurements that's given, taking our time. So 44 is going to be 88 in total. There's the top of it. That's on the inside. This one here goes up, but then there's an arc there. That arc is radius 15. So we'll have to do isometric square here. So that's going to be 30, and it's right at that point, so that's wonderful. Right, so here's our isometric square for that arc here. So if that's 30, then this side must be 30 as well. 10, 20, 30. Bring that up. Okay, we'll do that now. This one comes up here. Right, let's get that arc. So when we do a isometric circle, okay, we have an isometric square. First line you draw is the longest possible line, right? And then once you have the center, which is at 15 here, let's just make that on either side. All right, then from the obtuse to that center, van hierdie stomphoek na daai middelpunt. All right, so this arc, or this center, is the center for this arc, and that's all we need in this instance. Just this top here. I think I missed this one. Radius 15 means, sorry, this was radius 15, scale 2 to 1, that's 30, means 60 is the size of this. I apologize. So there's the first 30. Some of you have been shouting at me, oi, oi, oi. And some of you were caught off guard just like I was here. 60, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, it's going to be better. Alright, so now we have that center line going across. Alright, so again, let's take those steps again. Longest possible line. And then from the obtuse to the center. And it's actually just this what that we need to determine, because all we wanted was this point. And just do the other one. There you would see if it was a full circle, those would have been our 4 points. We're just going to use that one on this corner. Double check there, double check there. Okay, there's the top. Then this comes out. If you look here, from this to the end of that corner is 28. Alright, so we're going to double that as well. So that is, just make sure you get it from the correct line. It's this line. If you bring that up, it's from here, that 28. Ne? If you look there, that 28 is from this line. So just double check that. So bring this up and then we bring that across. So 28, 10, 28 plus times 2. So we're going to have to do another. Sorry, I don't have my scale ruler here and I'm not always as quick with those calculations. So that's the front of it. So what's remaining here is that 10, that should be 20. Okay, and so we can bring that same. We need to get an angle there, so I'm just going to take this distance. So on this one here, and that is our angled part. It's also 10 in height and 10. Alright, that's going to go to the left hand side. That's going to go into the left hand side right here on this end also. Alright, the width for that top part is here. It's at 16 plus 10 plus another 16. So I've got 32 plus 10 is 42. So this width here is 84 in total. Same on this one. And these two should be parallel to each other, so you could also line your triangle up like this and just slide it across. That would have been another way. Alright, so to get this arc here at the back, we're just going to take this center and bring that across. We're going to take the 84 just like we did now. There's my 0, there's my 84, and we should use the same radius that we had here. Alright, that radius here should still work. There it is, on there and on there. Alright, then going down, the height there is 10 millimeters, so again both of them coming down, that's 20. Bring that across, right in the center here, so that's our 84 at 42, 10, 20, 30, 42. We have our 10 millimeters on either side. And that comes down. Okay, right, I think you should be with me at this stage. Now we still need to do this front part. Just going to bring that across this way and that across this way. That's going to now help us get this V here on the front. This goes across. Okay, my height here was just a bit high. All right, we're up to speed. So we've got this arc left and we've got this V left. This V, the best way for us to draw this V is going to probably get it from the back and bring it forward. So let's just see here, that's the back of it. That goes this way. And then they give you the measurements here on this V as 10, 18, and 10, and they give us that center there. So on this line, that's the 20, then it is a 18, which is going to be 36, and then another 20. Okay, so that works out perfectly. There it is, those dots there. And then at the bottom, from here, it is the 14, which is 28, and then a 20. Okay, so construction wise, this is in construction line still. There's my V at the back. That's going to be parallel. Alright, so just parallel to that using your triangle. Just slide it from here. We want that center of that V. So there it goes this way. Slide it from this end now. Same steps. Alright, there it is from the front. Okay, so that's the back. Let's bring that forward now. The thickness here is also just 10. So that's 20. I think I'm going to take my time here and from each one of them just draw it. 20. Same on this one at 30 degrees. Each one of these. Same here on top. Righto, there's no D like EGD. There's no metric like isometric. Alright, so that one is here on the front. That comes down. Parallel to this one. Fortunately for us, no hidden detail is required. And then you see here that right there in the back, there's a small line here that we're missing. Right, I can draw this a bit darker to just help you see it. Right, there's at the back. Again, if you've drawn accurately, there's going to be a small line right there that goes up to that corner. So those small things that when we mark these drawings in the exams, we look out for. Do you get all three those corners there? Did you get that small line right there? I'll zoom in at the end just to make sure you all see that. All right, then we get to this arc here at the bottom. Now, that was a radius. Alright, so we have to take the 32 in total. This was a 58. So that mark here is this one that I did right at the beginning. Let's just double check. That should be half of this one, and it is. Alright, so that works out. So now we have to do our symmetric circle, and to do that we'll have to do our symmetric square. Alright, so let me use my red pen on this one so that you really see how it lines up. So this is the back of it. This is the isometric square running there, running here, running here, and there. Okay, and then we draw the longest possible line in it. It's this one. All right, then from the obtuse, and it's actually just this one that I think we will need, because this here, this dot is the center for this arc, and this arc, that's the center. So we can stop there, line it up, that should meet here. Just do a slight movement, maybe just my accuracy out a little bit. There's the one. Okay, directly below this, we're going to have, let's quickly, while we are here, let's just go 20 down, do the same, make that dot. This should work out as well. So there and there. Okay, and then this one is for this angle. Double check there, double check there. Okay, then directly below that, so this is a revision isometric for grade 12s. I'm thinking you should be able to draw this one without my help, seeing that you've already done it in grade 11. So just a reminder of those small steps required. So let's darken this a little bit, just so it really pops. You always want to see, you know, at an angle like this, that you have 3 lines. So take your time to just double check that what you've drawn. I might still miss something, but let's look at that. If I look from the right, from the front side, this surface here is this surface. Okay. Then this surface going up is in fact that surface here. I've got my V, which is that. This line is that line there. Happy with that? If I look from the left hand side, I again see this arc, which is this one. Then I've got the line coming up and across. That flat surface is this one. Here I see this part, plus there at the back, and that is the hidden detail that you see here. If I look from the top now, all right, double check everything's spaced in, and I have my flat surface, and so that is exactly what they requested us to draw. The last thing that I think you should remember is whenever there's an arc, what is there? There is center line. So please, grade 12s, I can't overemphasize this enough. Any 50% of learners forget about this. When there's an arc, you can rather do too many arcs than too many center lines than too little. So radio, that is how you draw a nice complex isometric for grade 12s. It's the first one for this year, page 5.1 in the HSE workbook. Thank you for watching. Now it's your turn.